Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today's story is about a stepmom and her grown stepson who had an affair. This happened in a country home in Sacramento in the USA. A woman in her mid-30s was married to a man in his late 40s. They lived in a country home in Sacramento with her stepson. The stepson was 24 years old at this time. Her husband worked long hours as a truck driver and would be away for days at a time. So the stepmom decided that she wanted some fun while he was gone. She started flirting with her stepson, and it escalated from there. They had sex multiple times a week. And yes, they were caught. Her husband came home early one day and walked in on them having sex. Hello, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're not new here, welcome back. For those of you who are subscribed, thank you so much. We are rapidly approaching a significant milestone. It's crazy. I never imagined when I started this channel that we would ever reach that many subscribers. It was just another ordinary day in Sacramento, California. A young man named Michael was getting ready for work. He lived with his father and stepmother in their cozy country home. Michael had always felt a bit of tension between his parents, but he never imagined it would lead to this. Michael's father, David, was a truck driver and spent most of his time on the road. His stepmother, Lisa, was a few years younger than David and often seen bored in their small town home. Michael had noticed Lisa looking at him in a strange way lately, but he had dismissed it as simply being nice. However, he couldn't help but feel uneasy. One evening when David was out on a delivery, Michael was helping Lisa prepare dinner. The kitchen was filled with the aroma of garlic and basil as they chopped vegetables and stirred pots on the stove. Suddenly, Lisa turned to Michael and asked him to come closer. Startled, Michael moved closer to her, and that's when she did something that left him speechless. Lisa reached out and touched Michael's chest. As their fingers met, a jolt of electricity surged through Michael. He froze, unsure how to react. This was uncharted territory for him, and the unexpectedness of it all left him stunned. Lisa's touch was gentle, yet it sent shivers down his spine. In that moment, the boundaries of their relationship seemed to blur. The air between them grew thick with unspoken tension. Michael's heart raced, pounding against his ribs like a captive bird. He wanted to pull away, yet he found himself unable to resist Lisa's touch. As the night wore on, the cooking and the chopping became a distant memory. Instead, they found themselves lost in a world of their own creation, a world where the lines between right and wrong, between stepson and child, began to disappear. In the coming weeks, their secret rendezvous became a regular occurrence. Stolen glances across the dinner table, lingering touches that lingered a little too long, and whispered conversations late into the night. Their affair unfolded like a slow burn, consuming their thoughts and actions. Then one fateful day, the walls of their carefully constructed world began to crumble. David returned home earlier than expected, and what he found sent shockwaves through their lives. The sight that greeted him was nothing short of explosive. He walked in on Michael and Lisa in a compromising position. The weight of that moment hung heavy in the air, suffocating them with its intensity. The silence was deafening, broken only by the pounding of their hearts. It was a tableau of deceit and betrayal, a stark reminder of the fragility of trust. In the aftermath of that earth-shattering discovery, their lives took a dramatic turn. Accusations flew, tears were shed, and secrets tumbled out, casting long shadows over their past. The sanctity of their home, once a sanctuary, now lay in ruins, mirroring the shattered pieces of their fractured family. Michael and his father's relationship, already strained, reached a breaking point. The bond they once shared, a lifeline in their lives, snapped under the weight of the betrayal. Michael, burdened by guilt and shame, packed his belongings and left the home, seeking solace in the unknown. Meanwhile, Lisa found herself caught in a web of her own making. The charm and allure she once possessed faded, replaced by the chilling specter of her actions. David, wounded and disillusioned, confronted her with the full force of his pain, his words like shards of glass piercing her defenses. As the days turned into weeks, the community in which they lived became abuzz with whispers and gossip. The scandal of their affair cast a long shadow over their reputation, turning their quiet town into a battleground of judgmental stares and hushed conversations. Their names were synonymous with betrayal and scandal. The weight of their actions pressed down on them, suffocating them in the stifling heat of their own disgrace. Yet amidst the wreckage of their shattered lives, a glimmer of hope emerged. Therapy became their refuge, a place where they could confront the demons of their past and the wounds of their present. With the guidance of a seasoned therapist, Michael began to piece together the fragments of his life. He grappled with feelings of betrayal, anger, and confusion, but slowly began to find a sense of clarity. Similarly, Lisa navigated the labyrinth of her own psyche, unearthing the root causes of her destructive behavior. She confronted the demons that had driven her to the brink, seeking redemption for the havoc she had caused. However, the path to healing was long and arduous. Trust, once shattered, was a delicate flower struggling to bloom again. The scars of their affair ran deep, seeping into every facet of their lives. Old wounds reopened, casting long shadows over their relationships and their sense of self. Forgiveness, the elusive elixir, seemed like a distant dream. As the months passed, fragile equilibrium began to take shape. Michael, armed with newfound strength and self-awareness, set boundaries and prioritized his own well-being. He distanced himself from the toxic remnants of his past, focusing on building a future that was truly his own. Lisa, too, made strides on her journey to redemption. She acknowledged the pain she had inflicted on her husband and stepson, taking responsibility for her actions. But true forgiveness remained a question mark, hanging in the balance like a fragile bubble. David, wounded and disillusioned, struggled to come to terms with the betrayal he had endured. The love and trust he had once held so dearly had been reduced to ashes. The thought of reconciliation seemed like a distant fantasy, a mirage shimmering on the horizon. The affair between Michael and his stepmother had become a haunting specter, a ghost that refused to be laid to rest. The weight of their actions echoed in the corridors of their lives, a constant reminder of the price they had paid. But life, as it often does, marched on. The seasons changed, the leaves turned golden, then red, then fell away. Time, the relentless sculptor, continued its work, etching away the sharp edges of their pain. Today, years later, Michael and his father's relationship remains strained. The chasm created by the affair continues to be a formidable barrier, bridged only by rare moments of connection. Michael, now a young man forged in the fires of adversity, has found love again, but the specter of his past still lingers, a shadow that follows him like a loyal dog. Lisa and David, once a picture of marital bliss, are strangers in their own home. Their marriage, once a testament to enduring love, has become a loveless tomb, haunted by the ghosts of their affair. The whispers and gossip have faded into a distant murmur, but the scandal's sting lingers on, a constant ache in their hearts. Their story serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder that even in the quietest of towns, the most explosive of dramas can unfold. The affair between Michael and his stepmother, once a secret hidden in the shadows, has reshaped their lives in ways they could never have imagined. The scars may have faded, but the story remains, a haunting melody that echoes through the chambers of their souls.